What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 2 Tutorials Part 2. This time we're going to show you guys how to build a plane. So we're going to choose a plane cockpit. Like I showed in the last video, these are plane cockpits. We're going to choose the Mark 1. We're also going to do the Mark 2 one at the same time, because that's something you can do in Kerbal Space Program 2. And I'll show you two unique differences in that. So I'll show you two unique differences between the two planes when I build them. So first thing we're going to need for a plane is going to be a methane fuel tank, because remember from the first video that methane engines are what is used for jet engines in this game. And remember the fire triangle, they get their air, or they get their oxygen to the air. So we're going to add a jet engine. We can choose the afterburning methane jet engine, or you can choose the turbo ramjet, which is if we see here, if you press shift, you'll see the view more details. So yeah, we got a alternator which provides electric charge for a rocket or a spacecraft as the engine's being used, just like in a regular car engine. Alternators. We got vectoring, 2 degrees negative, 2 degrees positive, 1 atmosphere. We got 130 kilonewtons of thrust, and ISP of 4,000 seconds. Sorry, that's not a comma. I mean, that's not a period, that's a comma. And yeah, it doesn't show the oh, it does show them. Yeah, okay. It shows the how much is used per second and how much thrust is outputted max. So I guess the max thrust is 130 kilonewtons. Anyways, in case P1, there was the engines would output more thrust the faster you would go. At least the turbo ramjet engine would, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so this one has 2 modes, so it's a little more complex. It has the afterburner mode and the air breathing mode, or the cruising mode, I think it's called in this game. But they're both air breathing. So we're just gonna choose the afterburner one because I don't know, I like it. But yeah, so we'll put some fuel tanks, Mark II fuel tanks on the Mark II cockpit. And there should be a, maybe it's Methalogs, yep, a bicoupler. So this is a engine mount for 2 engines, and if we right click it, okay, it's a Methalogs tank. If we right click it, nothing happens, which is odd. Okay, cool. So yeah, you could just, I guess, oh, that's how you do it. I'm a little new to this game, it came out today, but KSP1, I have a lot of hours on, like I said in the last video, 1600. Not to flex or anything, but you know. So we're going to take out all the oxidizer from this Methalox tank, because remember, our jet engines don't need oxygen from the tanks, they get oxygen from the air. So we're going to put turbo ramjets on these ones. And if you want to put 2 of something on one side, you press X. And if you look down here, as I press X, it goes from 1 symmetry, which is just this, to 2 symmetry, 3 symmetry, 4 symmetry, 5, sorry, not 5, 6, 8. And then it got bilateral symmetry. The other ones are radial symmetrical. So think of like a jellyfish that's radially symmetrical, and think of something like a human that's bilaterally symmetrical. It's split down the half. So yeah, we could also press Alt. We could hold down the Alt button and click apart to duplicate it. So we could just make as many turbo ramjet engines as we want. We're only gonna need 2 now, and we're gonna put them on there. So yeah, we got 2 planes. We got a small one, a medium one, or a Mark 1 and a Mark 2. But these are not near complete yet. They don't have wings. They don't have a lot of stuff. So I guess we'll start with aerodynamics. But instead of starting with wings, we're going to start with intakes. So these being a turbo ramjet engine right here, we're going to put supersonic intakes, adjustable ramp radial intake. In Kerbal Space Program 1, they were called supersonic intakes. I guess they're not optimized for supersonic in this game. I don't think they ever were, to be honest with you. But we're actually going to put them back here. Right there. And the reason I was so picky about where I'm placing them is because we're going to have to place wings here somewhere. And we're going to have to place other stuff, which I'll get to in a second. And for this one, we're going to place this intake on the bottom. Make it look like a little bit like an F-16. So, yeah, I just got rid of my symmetry by pressing X again. You know, that's how I placed one of them. I could place two of them, three of them, you know, all the way up to two of them again, but I don't want two of them inside of each other. I want one of them inside of each other. So I'm going to, you know, turn on the one mode symmetry. One-time symmetry, whatever you call it. And, I don't like how that looks. I'm going to place it a little back. I barely like how that looks. Anyways, yeah, so if you scroll down past the intakes and past the nose cones, you get the wings. So we have small, medium, large wings. But, big difference from KSP1 to KSP2, and my favorite difference of all time is procedural wings. So if we place a small wing here, like right here should be good. Yeah. They're procedural this time. So let's get rid of this. And yeah, so that's not it. Okay. So yeah, if you click that little mechanic or that wrench icon right there, I don't know why I thought of mechanic, but if you click that little wrench icon that showed up right there, you'll open the procedural wing menu. So to explain this in pretty deep detail, without it being dumbed down too much, is this is the wingspan. This pretty self-explanatory. I'm not gonna really cover that one. The wing angle, pretty self-explanatory too. Root length. In real life, the wing angle, the swept wing angle, changes how much drag is taken in, or how much drag is affected in supersonic speeds. If you have a very swept wing near transonic and supersonic speeds, it'll be more efficient than if you have a straight wing or even one of these wings, which now that I'm thinking about it, I might do that for the Mark II one. But we're going to have about a straight wing for this one, and make it look like an F-16, like I said. But not too much like an F-16, because that takes too much time. Root thickness, pretty self-explanatory. You know, you guys should just play around with this when you get the chance. But yeah, so I'm just going to make my wing. We got the root length, root thickness, I told you that already. Tip length, I think that seems pretty good. Tip thickness, usually I like my wing thickness at the tip to be thinner than the wing thickness at the base, because it just looks cool. A lot of this is aesthetic, but the bigger the wing, the more lifting area it has. And yeah. Control surfaces. So if these right here, these flaps, these little indentations on each side, it indicate a flap is here. I don't know if you could see it with YouTube compression or anything, but if you turn it off, you could definitely see the difference. Turn it back on, you'll see it. So this tells the span of it, the length of it, and the position of it on the wing, left to right. We're going to put it closer to the edge of the wing, not the right. You know, actually, we might just scrap this Mark II one. We might just make an SSTO next episode. Or maybe not next episode. Maybe some episode. I don't want to make this video too long. So, yeah. So, what we're going to do now is stabilizers. So, stabilizers are basically wings, but they are, or at least they should be. I know in a game called Simple Planes, they are not, they're symmetrical. So, basically, I'll pull up a picture of an airfoil right now. And what you're seeing is an airfoil shape is asymmetrical. And the way that works in providing lift to the wing, it's the shape of a wing. So the way that works in providing lift to an aircraft is when air runs over the top of it, it affects it at a different speed than the air running on the bottom of it. Or at least that's what I was taught. Veritasi made a video on how it's wrong. I think some people made a video on how it's right, or maybe something. I'll link that here too. But if you want to know. But if not, just know that the airfoils on the stabilizers should be symmetrical compared to the airfoils on the wings. But in reality, they're probably the same shape, just for aesthetics looking purposes and for making the game easier to make, because this is day 1 of early access, like I said earlier. But yeah, so we don't like how this looks yet. It's too small, but we could always change that. So we're gonna make the span a little bigger. I don't know what these look like on a F16, but I like that. Let's go with that. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's make it a little wider at the base. Okay, and here's a pro tip right here, guys. See how the backs of this sticking out right here, this little gap right here? In the front, there's like a little, okay, there's not a little gap anymore. There's a tiny little gap right there. I don't know if you can see with this YouTube compression. But, yeah, so a pro tip right here is rotate and translate tool. So when you click that and you click apart like this, this comes up. And it may seem a little overwhelming at first, but this is to rotate the part. Wait, oops, I clicked a different part. This is to rotate the part. This is to move it out or move it in. This is to move it up or down. And if you move the part a little bit inwards, it clips with the inside of the vehicle and it doesn't have that gap anymore. It's just pure aesthetic, but I like how it looks. Yeah, so this plane seems pretty good now, but we're forgetting a few things. If you notice, every plane in real life, besides maybe the B-2 bomber and the new stealth bomber that just came out, which is amazing, and I really want to build on KSP2 now that I think of it, they all have vertical stabilizers, which are basically what they sound. They're vertically oriented stabilizers, and they're also called the rudders. And they stop your plane from moving left and right this way. The horizontal stabilizers, oops, stop your plane from moving, hold on, I'm not used to this. Horizontal stabilizers stop your plane from moving up and down this way. And the wings help your plane move rolling left and right, or up, rolling, I don't know if you should call it left and right or up and down, but helps you roll. You can imagine what roll is, but I'll explain it in just a little bit in more detail. So there's pitch, yaw, and roll. And if you look at this right here, where is it? This is called the transform. Where is this? This is the transform. This is the changeling. Okay, so advanced controls. It should be under here. Yeah, so it's pitch, yaw, and roll. So since these are our vertical stabilizers, no, these are our horizontal stabilizers, we're gonna turn off the yaw, turn off the roll. So these are only done with pitch. And for the transform, we're gonna advance controls. We're gonna turn off the pitch, turn off the yaw. Turn off the pitch, turn off the roll, keep the yaw. And the reason we're doing that is so when I turn my aircraft with A and D, left and right, these won't be activated, neither will these, and only this will be activated. So I can use all 3 of my control surfaces at the same time without hindering any one of them. Or at least that's why I think I use it. Maybe people use it for other reasons. But, alas, we have one less wing to tweak. So this one's going to be only roll, while this one's only pitch, and this one's only yaw. But we're not done just quite yet. We have to have wheels, of course. So that would be in ground. There's landing gear here. Well, everything's landing gear, technically. But these are rover wheels. These are motorized, or they should all be motorized. I'm not entirely sure. But they were on KSP1. These are airplane wheels. We got small, medium, large, extra large. And we got extra small here, which is not retractable. These 2 are not retractable, so I never ever really use them. Maybe in silence mode or Korea mode, but what's the point? It's not even in the game yet. So we're just going to use the smallest retractable one, put on the front nose like that. And here's a perfect time to show you something. Center of mass, center of pressure, and center of thrust. So this is center of thrust, the easiest one to remember. The thrust from the engine is pushing back that way. Oops. Pushing back that way in this arrow. Perfectly aligned with the spacecraft. And the center of mass of it. So you know, the center of thrust will push on the center of mass and it won't skew it. If I was to use this tool and skew the engine, the thrust gets skewed and this will push the plane, pitch it upwards, which is not good. We don't want that. We want it to be perfectly level. And as you notice, when I move the engine, it moves the center of mass. Everything's balanced. And this is center of lift. Perfect. It's not behind center of mass. You want it to be behind the center of mass at all times. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to launch this plane as it is with the center of lift in front of the center of mass, which you do not want to do. And I'll show you exactly what happens right now. So, where's the save button? It's up here. Okay, we're going to save this as the tutorial craft 2. Okay, so, I'm pretty sure I covered all my bases here. I got methane tanks, methane engines, intake, wheels, vertical stabilizer. That's pretty much all you need to do. And we're going to put Jebediah in this thing because, he's the best. And we're going to launch. And it automatically chooses runway 1. There is an aquatic runway right above this launch button in the VAB. And there's a launch pad. And for planes, you're going to want to choose the runway. For rockets, you're going to want to choose the launch pad all the way over... Oh, you can't zoom out that far. All the way over there. Or this one or this one. But that's for multiplayer, which is coming in the distant future. But, yeah, so... Right now it's rolling, so we're going to press B to break it, which should be right here. Yeah, when I press B, you'll see the green light turn on, or I can just press that and it'll stay on. And then I'm going to warp time to daytime, so it's going to be easy on the YouTube compression, which I won't shut up about. Okay, perfect. It's actually a little past noon now from the shadows. I lowered the graphic settings a little bit from my last video because I didn't like the FPS and how I was handling it. Seems like we're lopsided. I don't know what that's about. But anyways, you can press X to lower your throttle to 0 or Z to lower it to top. To raise it to top. Remember T for SAS. Just checking like bases. Your staging, it's one engine, no stage. So yeah, let's launch it. And it is not working at all. Okay, maybe this is a problem with our wheels. So we are going to go back, fix our wheels. Okay guys, we're back in the VAB. So let's see the center mass. Check if it's right center heavy. Doesn't look like it to me. Looks pretty centered to me. Let's see from the top. Maybe it is a little right heavy. Am I tripping? Let's see what that's about. Let's take these wings off and put them back on. Yeah, I think I'm tripping. I think it's barely right heavy, if any. But, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wheels on, what am I going to do? I'm going to, not like that, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I'll offset the wheels, like I showed you earlier, to have a wider wheelbase. That's a little too wide. I don't like how it looks. That's good enough. Let's try this now. Trial and error. It's the Kerbal way. Oh no, I didn't wait till daytime. Whatever. This is gonna be a long launch anyways. As soon as... Why can't I get rid of this? Yeah, as soon as I press S to pitch upwards, it's gonna go crazy. I didn't even have to press S to pitch upwards. There goes Jebediah. Anyways. So, why did that happen? Anyways, we're back. So, why do you guys think that happened? Well, I kind of told you already. It's because the center of mass is in front of the center of lift. Other way around. The center of lift is in front of the center of mass. I call the center of pressure the center of lift because that's how it was called in KSP1. So if you ever hear me saying that, just know what I'm talking about. They're pretty interchangeable. Center of area sometimes is used. We're going to put the wings back a little bit with the offset tool. And that should be pretty good. I'm going to save it. Again, overwrite it. And we're going to launch it. We're going to wait till daytime. Okay, so got our SAS on, got our throttle up full, got our stages set, press spacebar to go. And remember, this is our speed, this is our altitude, above ground, above sea. You can click it to change it. And we're going to take off. We're going to press S to pitch. Okay, so I've noticed an issue. We don't have enough lift. Our wings are not big enough. We should keep these out. Okay, that didn't work at all. Okay, we're back in the VB for the second time. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to increase the wingspan of my, come on. Okay, I'm going to increase the wingspan of my wings. Not that much. That seems good. And we're going to increase the authority of this, because I feel like this is what's causing the issue now that I think about it. This thing needs to go away. Yeah. So it looks nothing like an F-16 anymore. But that doesn't really matter. We're just trying to make the plane fly. So we're going to make sure our throttle's full, make sure SAS is on, everything's checked, bases, stages checked, and we're going to go. And one thing I forgot to address when I was in the VB was the wheels are too far back. So it's going to be hard for the plane to lift up into the air because the wheels are going to be pushing down where the fulcrum of, if the aircraft lifts up here, the wheels are pushing up on it here. So it's not going to be able to lift off without, oh no. This is not a very good aircraft at all. Okay, so we're going to change the design of this one more time, just a little bit more. We're going to keep the wings the same, get rid of these stabilizers. I only thought of this in loading screen, but we're going to add control surfaces, which are basically full moving stabilizers, or wings, however you want to look at them, but they're fully moving. So the whole thing tilts up and down. I think in real life they're called canards, but And I don't like how that looks because it's big gaps everywhere, so I'm going to change that with the procedural wings. I like that right there. About straight. And we're going to offset it a little bit inwards. Let's say we're going to offset. Oh, wait, we're going to get rid of this. So yeah, we're going to click this, offset this a little inwards, and then put the wings back on. I'm going to put the wings further back this time. Oops, I offset them a little. Oops. Oh man. Okay. See, the wheels got in the way of where I wanted to place it exactly, but we're just going to place it right there. And this looks absolutely nothing like an F-16 now, because the wings are behind the stabilizers. But we're going to put the wheels on the wings now. Adds a little bit more of a wheelbase. And the pro tip I was talking about earlier, is that if you put canards or vertical stabilizers in front of your aircraft, it should have no trouble taking off because the wings are too far. Because the wheels are too far back. Should have no trouble with that, doing that. So let's try it. Okay. Got our SAS on, throttle full. Okay, it should take off at 100 if I try. Yes, sir! Okay, this is looking snazzy now. It's very maneuverable. So, I'll give you some extra tips and tricks right now while I'm flying this thing. So, you can press Where is it? Oh, it's on my keyboard. You can press V to change your cameras. So this is the automatic camera, flight, whatever you call it, camera. Press V, you get the chase camera. And this goes through the plane. It's pretty helpful, especially now it's upgraded where you can look around and when you let go, it comes back to where you're looking. And wow, these graphics are amazing for what's going on. The music's probably really loud, you probably can't hear me, but let's just turn it down. But another tip is when you right click this, you could actually change the engine mode to afterburner. I was gonna say it doesn't look like it's afterburner, but it is now. That makes it go faster, it makes it less efficient. So we're gonna press V again, change it to horizon view. This is what it looks like when you're not in orbit, an auto camera. I'm gonna change this to celestial view. This is what it looks like when you are in orbit on auto camera. And capture, which I guess is just for taking screenshots. We're gonna crash almost. We got back to body view, I don't know what that is. It's new right there. And we got flight camera with this auto. I don't like how this plane is wobbling so much, so... Oh, I know, I think I know what to fix that. We're gonna do advanced controls. We're gonna get rid of the roll on this, and the yaw on this. Same with this one. Oh, it does that automatically now in flight. Nice. Yeah, that didn't help. I need to shorten these ailerons here. Ailerons are another name for the flaps on the sides of wings that help you roll. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go in for a landing now. We're gonna turn off the afterburner mode. And we're gonna try and go for a landing. Let's land in a cool spot. Like a runway. Nobody ever landed there. I think we were just going too fast, and that's why I was rolling back and forth. So, you press G to retract and unretract your wheels. And I didn't say this in the first video, we press S to go up, pitch upwards, press W to pitch downwards, E to roll right, Q to roll left, D to yaw right, and hopefully I'm not gonna make it. Ah, made it. We lost an engine. Made it. Nice. And I braked really hard by pressing B, and I didn't expect it to brake that hard. But we're alive. We're going to do a little EVA. And, plant a flag. Tutorial 2. Okay. Done. You can't type in numbers, I guess. Oh no, it's gonna run Jeb over. It's gonna plant the flag first. Oh, it's gonna go right through him. No, it's not. He just did a little dance. Look at him. Let him run. Anyways, let's see if we can get back into it with no ladder. Doesn't look like it. Let's see if we use our jetpack, which I doubt. Nope. Anyways. That concludes how to build a plane. Make sure your center of left is behind the center of mass. That's my main takeaway from here. And with that, I'll see you guys later.